Welcome to Warner's Visualize Your Vocabulary. Volume number 2. Turn any SAT, ACT word into a picture and remember it forever. Make a picture of it. It'll last longer. By SHAYNE GARDNER. Alright, today we're going to go ahead and do our second day on this. Get this started with. Alright, first word, abstinence. Abstinence is a noun, and this just basically means to go ahead and do some self-denial, to make yourself do something for some reason, sometimes religious reasons, your own little cult reasons, those kind of things. Your abstinence, you are going to go ahead and you abstain yourself from eating your favorite foods just so that you can keep your 8-pack. And you always showed off on the beach every day to impress the great ladies. However, I have to ask, do you really have to do this embarrassing ab weight builder stance? Alright, our next word is exemplary. Exemplary just basically means to be the model student here, the A plus student. Like exemplary basically means to be A plus, aka S tier, aka super tier. And that, of course, is like the ideal tier, the model tier. And usually, if you are the exemplary student, you're the best student according to the teacher's eyes. I say you're all exemplary. Every one of you have an exemplary today. Except you, Larry. Except Larry. All of you are exemplary. Oh, come on. What have to wear the dunce hat? This shouldn't even be legal. Next word is peccant. Now, peccant is an adjective, and this just basically means to go ahead and become corrupt. When someone's peccant, that just basically means that person's very corrupt. To be very stupid, and to be very bad seeking too. Hey, when you're going, okay, so there's this little woodpecker, and she tells her kids, hey guys, have fun little today, my little buddies. However, I warn you, don't go to Mr. Old Owl there, and don't peck it. Don't peck it. However, because and then you guys will probably become peccant if you do. Alright, our next word is surreptitious. Let me rewrite that. Surreptitious. Surreptitious is an adjective, and this basically means to go ahead and do something quietly without any discreet knowledge of anyone doing it too. To be very sneaky, shall we say. When you're surreptitious, that just basically means you're sneaky. Now, your family does the traditional Saturday night pancake breakfasting, and they guys watch a movie together. However, the next morning there's always enough dishes to clean, and your parents usually have to deal with it. However, this time the guys decide to wake up early, and you guys surreptitiously go downstairs, and you guys decide to clean all the syrup dishes before your parents wake up. And as you know, it actually succeeds, and your parents are proud of you and give you the A plus. All right, our next word is frugal. Frugal here, the space is like tight. It's an adjective and just basically means tight. Here, of course, it's like a tight little grip on something to be very frugal. Here, you remember it with frugal. Now, you like eating fruit. You pretty much don't eat anything else. You don't even eat meat or vegetables. However, you always have those little corn and seed things. Well, your little pelican does the job. He has a gull that's full of fruit, and he ingests it himself because he likes the extra stuff that you don't like. Alright, our next word is discredit. Now, discredit just basically means to go ahead and disprove something, like discrediting someone. As if, let's say that someone says, I have this greatest survey in the world, and then you discredit them, saying, well, there's proof that survey is only one question, which is definitely not the best survey in the world. Also, that's your only opinion too. Of course, that just basically means discredit, and here you basically get the point. There's this floppy disk that says I can hold 8.5 gigabytes, and you're like, wait, can I see the label on your back? He complies, and you realize, wait, it says that you can only hold 4.7 gigabytes. I'm sorry to discredit you, sir, but well, your disk, I read it, and it says 4.7 gigabytes, not 8.5 gigabytes. Oh man. All right, our next word is exasperate. Exasperate just basically means to go ahead and annoy someone to the point of like annoyance. Now, there are these. Now, let's just say that you remember this with, well, you agitate someone with eggs, aspirin. There are 11 eggs in a dozen like a carton with a dozen eggs. With these 12 extra large grade A eggs, 11 of them sing 99 bottles of beer on the wall, 99 bottles of beer on the wall. And he always go ahead and sing that, except for the 12th one, who's exasperated. I hope the egg aspirin kicks in real quick, because, well, they're all drinking beer, and I'm not sure this egg will be extremely healthy to eat. Our next word is substantiate. Substantiate is a verb and just basically means to go ahead to support someone. When you substantiate something, that just basically means you support it, usually with evidence or fact-based stuff. And here, you remember the words substantiate. Now, there's this submarine sandwich and says that your wife has actually went ahead and abused him. And they're like, now, you must give evidence on this ridiculous claim. You stand up and see some of the bite marks that she has done to you. Also, she has some submarine sandwich bits on her mouth, which is very suspicious. Alright, our next word is prudent. Now, prudent is an adjective, and that just basically means to go ahead and you become very judicious. You become very well known in some verses. Like if you're prudent towards survey taking, that just basically means you're an expert in survey taking. If you're prudent towards like how to teach parents on how to teach, especially parents who are really bad at teaching, well, you can go ahead. If you're prudent that, well, you're great at that. If you're a prudent doctor, you're great at being a doctor. I've heard this quote once saying, I didn't really care what he would become as long as he was great at it. I didn't care if he was become a plumber as long as he was a heck of a plumber. And with that, we get prudent. All right, there you go. Now, you remember prudent with student. Now, there's this prudent student, and he's trying to help everyone in the world be nice and caring towards each other. He looks a lot like at Victor. All right, our last words for today is obviate. Obviate just basically means to go ahead and to deter to something. Now, you remember this with Bob V8. Now, Bob does not like vegetables one bit at all. In fact, he detests buying them. Also, they're pretty expensive. And then they're pretty expensive. And then we found out about the V8 drink, which is just all the vegetables, and all the vegetables costs is 3 times more than what a bottle of V8 costs, which is just, well, at least like one of every vegetable and fruit inside of them. And ever since then, he never drinks anything else for the V8. He only needs to drink the V8 and he gets all the vitamins and things he needs. And sometimes, however, it is actually good to go ahead and get the stuff because blended stuff usually are just deterred. Sure, they sometimes last longer if you're talking MC and blocks.io wise, but however here, this doesn't make that much sense. And with that, you end your visualize your vocabulary journey. So I hope you guys did enjoy this episode. I hope to see you guys soon. And so until next time, now, peace. Bye-bye. Say bye, Mom. Bye. Bye. Claude. He's sleeping. Da 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 da.